Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm excited to kick off this session on vocabulary building. Today, we'll explore effective ways to expand your vocabulary and enhance your communication skills. We'll cover key strategies, practical tips, and how to make learning new words enjoyable. So, let's get started on this journey to improve our language skills together. Let's take a quick look at the contents of today's presentation. We'll start with a roadmap, which will guide us through the main topics. Then, we'll explore what exactly vocabulary is and why it's so important. Next, we'll discuss words as the starting point for language learning and look at the different types of vocabulary we encounter. We'll also go through the steps involved in learning vocabulary effectively. After that, we'll examine some research findings about vocabulary to understand what experts have discovered. The role of context will be highlighted, showing how it influences our understanding and use of words. Finally, we'll wrap up with a conclusion that ties everything together. Throughout this presentation, our focus is on understanding how vocabulary shapes language proficiency and how we can improve our learning strategies. So, let's keep this roadmap in mind as we dive into each section, connecting the dots to see the bigger picture. Now, moving on to slide 3, let's look at the roadmap of our presentation. We'll start by defining some key vocabulary terms to make sure we're all on the same page. Then, we'll explore the different types of vocabulary that are important to understand. Next, I'll discuss the role of context in learning and using vocabulary effectively. After that, we'll go through the steps involved in learning new vocabulary, which is essential for language development. Finally, I'll share some recent research findings that highlight what's been discovered about vocabulary acquisition and usage. This roadmap will help us see how all these pieces fit together in our overall goal of enhancing language learning and teaching. Let's take a closer look at what we mean by vocabulary. Vocabulary is commonly defined as all the words that a person knows and uses. But knowing a word isn't just about recognizing it or being able to say it. It's more about how familiar we are with that word and how we can use it to communicate effectively. A person's vocabulary is essentially the set of words they understand within a language. And of course, this vocabulary develops over time, growing as we gain more experiences and knowledge. Having a strong vocabulary is fundamental because it's a key tool for learning new things and making sense of the world around us. In fact, vocabulary acts like the glue that holds stories, ideas, and content together. It makes understanding possible for everyone, no matter the topic or context. So, in essence, building our vocabulary is crucial because it helps us comprehend, connect, and communicate more clearly. Words are really the starting point when it comes to language. Without words, it's almost impossible to talk about people, places, or things. They're essential for describing actions, relationships, or even states of being. So what this means is that building a strong vocabulary is one of the biggest challenges we face in learning a new language. The more words we know, the better we can express ourselves and understand others. This ties directly into our overall theme of language mastery, because vocabulary is the foundation on which everything else is built. Without it, all the grammar and pronunciation skills won't serve us as well. So, focusing on expanding our vocabulary is a key step in becoming more fluent and confident in any language we learn. Let's talk about reading vocabulary. A literate person's vocabulary includes all the words they can recognize when they're reading. This is usually the largest part of their vocabulary because, naturally, we tend to encounter more words through reading than through listening. Recognizing words quickly while reading is essential for understanding and fluency. This highlights how important exposure to written language is for building a broad vocabulary. Remember, the more you read, the more words you're likely to recognize, which in turn enhances your overall language skills and comprehension. This connection between reading and vocabulary growth is a key piece of the bigger picture we're exploring today. Let's talk about listening vocabulary. This term refers to all the words a person can recognize when they're hearing speech. It's interesting because your listening vocabulary isn't just about words you've explicitly learned. It also includes words you can understand even if you haven't seen them before. How is that possible? Well, people often use cues like tone of voice, gestures, the topic of discussion, and the social context to fill in the gaps. These cues help us grasp meaning beyond just the words themselves. This is a key point because it highlights that understanding spoken language involves more than just knowing vocabulary. It's about using context and nonverbal signals to make sense of what we hear. Recognizing this helps us see how listening comprehension works in real-life conversations, not just in textbooks. So, strengthening our listening vocabulary isn't only about memorizing words. It also involves becoming aware of how context and cues support understanding, which is essential for effective communication overall. Today, I want to talk about speaking vocabulary. Speaking vocabulary refers to all the words a person uses when they are speaking. It's important to understand that this is usually a smaller, more focused set of words compared to the words someone listens to. In fact, your speaking vocabulary is likely a subset of your listening vocabulary. This means that while you might understand many words when you hear them, you might only use a smaller group of words when you actually speak. Recognizing this helps us see the connection between understanding language and actively using it. So, developing a strong speaking vocabulary is key to effective communication, and it builds on the words we already understand from listening. When it comes to writing vocabulary, it's interesting to see how words are used across different types of writing, from formal essays to casual social media posts like Twitter feeds. Many words we see in writing aren't often used in everyday speech. That's because writers tend to choose from a limited set of words when they communicate. For example, if there are several synonyms for a word, a writer will usually have a personal preference for which one to use. It's about choosing the right word for the context and tone they want to convey. Another key point is that writers generally avoid using technical vocabulary related to subjects they're not familiar with or interested in. They tend to stick to words they know well, which helps make their writing clear and relatable. So, as we see, understanding the nuances of writing vocabulary is crucial because it influences how effectively we communicate in different contexts. It also highlights how writers make conscious choices to suit their audience and purpose. Let's talk about the role of context in understanding language. First, there's the directive context. This type gives us clues, hints, or synonyms that help us figure out the approximate meaning of a word based on how it's used in the sentence or situation. It's like putting together a puzzle with some of the pieces, guiding us toward the right interpretation. Then we have non-directive context. Here, the word is mentioned without any clues or hints about its meaning. In this case, we need to rely on our general knowledge or prior understanding to interpret it correctly. Finally, there's misdirective context. This is trickier because it actually provides clues that lead us to a false or incorrect understanding of the word. It can be a deliberate misdirection or just an ambiguous use. Understanding these types of context is crucial because they influence how we process and interpret language. Recognizing whether clues are guiding us correctly or misleading us helps us become more effective and accurate readers and communicators. This ties into the overall theme of how context shapes meaning and comprehension in language. Now, let's look at the third step in learning vocabulary, which is making the new words your own. This is all about personalizing the words so they become a natural part of your language use. One effective technique is guessing or predicting the meaning based on context, which helps deepen understanding. Using gestures and actions is also very helpful because it creates a physical connection to the word, making it easier to remember. Additionally, showing lexical relations, like how words are connected, can really enhance your grasp of vocabulary. When you make these efforts, you're not just memorizing words, you're integrating them into your active vocabulary, which makes your learning more meaningful and lasting. Understanding vocabulary is absolutely crucial for comprehension. As Davis pointed out back in 1944, word knowledge forms the foundation for understanding what we read or hear. When students have a strong vocabulary, they're better equipped to grasp the meaning of texts and participate meaningfully in discussions. Additionally, Nagy and Herman in 1987 emphasized the importance of engaging in oral interactions and reading widely across different types of texts. This variety helps learners encounter new words in context, which reinforces understanding and retention. It's about creating opportunities for active use and exposure, rather than passively memorizing definitions. Speaking of active engagement, Stahl in 1986 highlighted that learning new concepts isn't just about memorizing definitions. Instead, it requires active participation, thinking about, applying, and connecting new ideas so that the learning sticks. All of these points come together to reinforce that building a rich vocabulary isn't just a one-time activity. It's an ongoing process that involves interaction, reading, and active learning. When we support these strategies, we're helping learners develop deeper comprehension and richer language skills, which are essential for overall literacy success. Let's now look at some continued research findings that are really important for effective vocabulary instruction. First, multiple exposures to a word are necessary to really learn it well. This includes understanding the concept, the context in which it's used, and its definitional meaning. Miller in 1996 emphasizes that repeated encounters help solidify understanding, so don't expect a single exposure to be enough. Next, it's not recommended to rely solely on writing definitions from dictionaries. While dictionaries are useful, copying definitions often doesn't lead to deep understanding. Instead, we want students to engage with words in meaningful ways. Another key point is to relate new words to students' prior knowledge and to other related words whenever possible. Connecting new vocabulary to what students already know helps them make sense of it and integrate it into their existing mental framework. The U.S. Department of Education in 1987 highlights this as an effective strategy. Finally, using direct instruction is crucial, especially for teaching Tier 2 words and critical words from passages. Snow, Burns, and Griffin in 1998 recommend explicit teaching to ensure students grasp these important vocabulary words. Connecting all these strategies to our overall goal, they support more effective, lasting vocabulary development for our students. Thank you for being with me through this journey. As we reach the conclusion, I want to emphasize that word learning is truly a complex process. It's not just about memorizing definitions. It involves connecting words to each other, analyzing their structures, and understanding that many words have multiple meanings. It's also about discovering words in different contexts, which really helps deepen our understanding. The key takeaway here is that we should focus on building independent learning strategies. These strategies will not only help with vocabulary, but will also enhance overall reading comprehension. The goal is to empower learners to become confident, autonomous readers who can navigate new words and ideas on their own. Remember, the effort we put into understanding words pays off in better comprehension and more engaging reading experiences. So, I encourage you to keep exploring, questioning, and practicing these strategies. Thank you so much for your attention and participation.